how are we all doing? Sorry for the slight delay there. I didn't realise we'd already gone live. So, how's your Saturday night? Whatever's going on with your Saturday night. We are live for Bournemouth against Aston Villa. We've had a long day already. We've had Leyton Orient against Stockport County this morning in the League One playoff semi-final. What a game that was at Brisbane Road. Stockport County probably should have won that one, to be honest. A couple of really bad refereeing decisions in that game. It was a mad performance, to be honest. But 2-2 that finished. And we go into the second leg at Edgeley Park. In next week, that one is. So we're going to be live for that one. But we obviously then went to Fulham Craven Cottage against Everton. 3-1 Everton won that one. After Fulham played really well in the first half, Everton turned it round very quickly. And I thought they deserved to win it in the end. So there you go. Fulham falling away recently. That'll be 4 defeats in their last 5 games to end the season. And Fulham really are falling to bits as the season comes to its end. So probably no European football, it's fair to say, for Marco Silva's men. But we are still here with Bournemouth and Villa. Both of these certainly do have a chance to win European football, earn European football for next season, you'd have to say. Aston Villa could, after that, Manchester City dropping points against Southampton today. Aston Villa aren't out of the fight by any stretch of the imagination. They're 5 points behind City. City do still have to play Fulham, of course. They've got to go to Craven Cottage on the last day. And they've got Bournemouth next week, which we're going to be live for. But Villa have got Bournemouth today. And if they get past Bournemouth, they've got the Europa League finalists in their last 2 games. They've got Spurs at Villa Park, and they've got Manchester United at Old Trafford on the last day. Both of whom, for Man United, they may already be European champions by that point. They may have lost the Europa League final. The 25th is when Villa play Manchester United at Old Trafford, and the Europa League final is on the 21st. So I would imagine the Spurs game, 5 days before the Europa League final, they will blitz past Spurs at Villa Park. But Manchester United at Old Trafford, that's going to be a tough one. But I think if Villa do win out these last 3 games, they could finish above City. They really could finish above City. For Bournemouth, look, Brighton and Brentford win earlier today. Brentford beating Ipswich at Portman Road. Brighton beating Wolves as well. So those 2 are ahead of Bournemouth currently. Bournemouth with a game in hand. If Bournemouth can get a win here against Villa, they go 8th. Right behind Aston Villa. And 8th is probably good enough for Europe this season. 8th is probably going to be good enough for a Europa League place, maybe a Conference League place. But it'll certainly be good enough for Europe. And what an achievement that would be for Bournemouth, for this Bournemouth side under Andoni Iraola. What an unbelievable achievement that would be to get into Europe next season. And it might just shape whether or not they keep some players or maybe who they can attract in the transfer window. But yeah, we are about 4 or 5 minutes to kick off. I do just want to say as well, big thank you to our sponsors, Match Bingo, who are sponsoring every single live stream on Premier League Dad between now and the end of the season. We do over 60 live streams a month on this channel. We do about 3 to 4 times as many as any other football channel that you may watch. We watch all sorts of games. We watch the Premier League, we watch the Champions League, the Europa League, the Conference League, and we also do leagues from around Europe. We're doing a La Liga game tonight, Atletico Madrid against Sociedad. We're doing a La Liga game tomorrow, Betis against Osasuna. We're also going to be doing Strasbourg in Ligue 1. Strasbourg could be getting the Champions League place in the final game of Ligue 1 this season. So we're going to be watching them against Le Havre. We're also going to be watching Italy, Serie A. We're going to be watching Venezia against Fiorentina on Monday. Fiorentina just going out against Betis in the Conference League semi-final the other day, but they've got a chance at European football too. And we watch all of the Championship and the League 1, League 2 playoffs as well. We are going to be watching all of that. So if you love football, doesn't matter what team you support, make sure you give us a follow. Make sure you like and subscribe, because we've got a community of football fans in the chat here from loads of different clubs who love getting involved, who just love watching football and love educating themselves on football. and you know, talking about, and that's how you educate yourself, isn't it? By watching teams that you don't follow, and learning and seeing how teams play, and watching players and doing a bit of a scouting mission. And that's what we're about on this channel. So if that's you, give us a follow. If it's not, then, you know, breeze on by, no problem. But yeah, it's all friendly in the chat, so get involved. Let us know what you're thinking on this game. Let us know what you're thinking on any of the other games, to be honest. What was I going to say? Yes, Match Bingo. God, Ed's gone. Match Bingo. Fantastic new app. Go and check them out. They're absolutely brilliant. If you have never heard of Match Bingo before, I am absolutely certain that you will do over the next 12 months. They're growing so quick. They're a brilliant new app that combines all the excitement of regular football betting and sports betting with all of the fun that you would associate with bingo. If you like a bet on the football, as I do, if you like a flutter on the bet on the footy, you know, if you like an acca or a parlay as they call it in America, if you like that sort of thing, go and check out Match Bingo. Basically what happens is you buy a bingo card, and you get a bingo card for a Premier League game like this one, for example, and it will have 15 random events on it during the game that could take place. It might be, for example, corner to Bournemouth, free kick to Aston Villa, whatever it might be. And it will say all of these things to take place during the game, and as the game is going on, it will tick it off as the game's progressing. And you get money for a line, money for a full house. And there's over £200,000 of prize money that's already paid out on Match Bingo. Over 10,000 active players in the UK. Absolutely brilliant app. Really, really nice guys as well at Match Bingo. Go and check them out. They're growing really quickly. And if you download the app on our link here, you can scan the QR code that's on screen right there as I'm pointing to it. I think it's about there. If you scan the QR code on the screen, you can download the Match Bingo app, and you will get, if you deposit £5, you will get £10 free to try it out. You can also click the link in my description, in my bio, anytime as well. And yeah, give it a whirl. I've got my bingo card here, so let me know if you're anywhere close to getting a line or a full house during this game right now. You can go and get a bingo card for this game if you're quick. And yeah, let me know what you're thinking. Let me know how you get on with it. But otherwise, we will focus on the game because we're about to kick off. Bournemouth against Aston Villa. Jaden, how you doing? Good to see you, Jaden. Jaden has been following us throughout our journey since we started the channel. He's been live. How long have you been following? You've been watching now? 17 days on the spin, is it? 17 days on the spin, I think Jaden's been watching us. We are live every single day on this channel. So, yeah, Jaden's one of our loyal followers. Great ball forward there. Keeper comes out and claims it. So, yeah, Martinez gets it, and there you go. We're off and underway. Let me turn the old volume up. Let's get a bit of atmosphere going in. Let's get the crowd blaring. Right, let's do the lineups. I can't believe we've not done the lineups. Sorry, I'm still all over the place. I apologise, by the way. I should really apologise. I was a little bit late going live for this game because I got a phone call. I got some really good news about me dog. My dog. I know if you've been watching the lives in the last few days, you'll know that my dog's been poorly, and we've been really worrying about potentially having to make a big decision about him that you know we don't want to make, but. Yeah, I've just had a call just before I was about to go live to say that he's made some pretty good progress. So I'm absolutely bouncing. I was a little bit emotional before I started the stream, so I just needed a couple of minutes just to compose myself before we started and watched the game. So, I'm feeling better. Callum, good to see you. Bryn, well, that's a shock. VAR going our way. I know, mate. Honestly, I thought that was really good. You know. I thought that was really good that the ref went over and had a look at the decision and went, no, actually, I'm sticking with my original decision. Really, really good. Ben, long live Frankie. Good news, mate. Yeah, no, it is. It's really, really good news. I'm hoping so anyway. Again, fingers crossed. We don't know. It's still early days, but he's... we was worried that he was going to be fully paralysed, basically. And he's started wagging his tail, which shows that it's maybe just inflammation. It's not that he's completely lost everything. He's just inflamed and sore, and that can be recovered from. So that just needs time. And if it was the other thing, if it was a complete paralysis and pain and all that, then it might have been the other thing. So it's certainly a bright sign. It's a sign that things might be getting better. So family mates, yeah, exactly, yeah. I was saying to these yesterday, Brim, we had the option to, because this happened to him last year. He's only 6. He's only a little sausage dog. He's only 6 years old, Frankie, and last year he had a proper flare up, and basically a vet said to us, you're either gonna have to put him down, or surgery and medication and scans and all that for a dog like him is gonna cost best part of 10 grand, and we paid it. We got, the vet said the exact same thing to us this time. We took him yesterday or the day before, whenever it was, and they said exactly the same thing, and we physically haven't got that now. We can't do it. We were in a better position last year to be able to do it, but we paid it last year. We got him back to normal, and then he's had this flare up again. So fingers crossed. Anyway, yeah, good news. Back to Bournemouth and Villa. Back to Bournemouth and Villa. Let's do the lineups. I know we're 4 minutes in. I am a little bit late, as I say. I would have been able to do this before kickoff. Lineups are Kepa Arrizabalaga in goal. It's Smith, Zabarnyi, Hyson and Kirkes at the back. Tyler Adams and Lewis Cook in midfield. Semenyo and Tavernier on the wings. Alex Scott just in front of Adams and Cook. And Evan Nilsson up front as the lone centre forward for Bournemouth. For Villa are in here actually, if they get it right. Jacob Ramsey, he's very underrated, Jacob Ramsey. Really, really like him. Back to Onana. That's too easy. For Villa, it's Martinez in goal, Luca Dean on the left, Mings and Conter at the back, and Matty Cash at right back. Onana and Kamara sitting, Asensio just in front of him in the 10, Ramsey left, Rodgers right, and Watkins in the lone centre-forward role. Still no Tielemans, still no Marcus Rashford for Aston Villa. But it's a big game, this, for both teams. Big game. I think if Villa weren't to win this, I think Villa have to win out, don't they? To have any chance of European football, Villa have to win out. Anything other than 3 wins is probably not good enough for Villa. They need to be looking at this and going, right, we need to be finishing on 69 points. Looking at where Chelsea and Newcastle are, 69 points is probably going to be enough for Villa to get Champions League football. If they were to drop points here, I'm not entirely sure they make it. Especially if they were to lose. I think if they were to lose this, then European football for Villa next season is basically Europa League, isn't it? So we shall see. Same could be said really of Forest tomorrow. Forest have to beat Leicester tomorrow. Forest don't beat Leicester, then it's game over for them in terms of the Champions League. And we'll be back on TikTok tomorrow as well, by the way. If you're watching from TikTok, if you're following us from TikTok, we will be live back on there tomorrow after my temporary ban is up. Ooh, Tyrone Mings is just... he's just jawed Alex Scott, hasn't he? VAR had a look at it, but I don't think you're not going to get a red for that. But he did absolutely jaw the Tyrone Mings there with his elbow, bang, straight under the jaw of Alex Scott, and he's spark on the floor here, absolutely out. He's dropped him. Whew, I don't know about that. Andoni Areola's saying, hey. Andoni Areola's saying he thinks it's a red. I've got to say that when you look at it, Tyrone Mings, he sees Alex Scott coming. You can see him. He looks at him like that. You can see. Watch this replay here. He looks at him. He can see him, and then he goes like that and throws his arm out. So maybe it's not an intentional elbow, but it's certainly dangerous. It's certainly reckless. Alex Scott ain't happy. Tyrone Mings gives him a little cuddle. I'm sure I'd be happy with that. Elbow me in the jaw, sunshine. Love that on a footy pitch. Right, let's get to the chat anyway. Let me get over to Twitch. And X as well, because people are watching us on X as well right now. Nancy Carter, good to see you. How you doing? And Faz, thank you very much. Cheers, Faz. Right, it's going to be a long throw in here from the left from Luca Dean. Lennon, who would you say that... Oh, Christ. Reza Balaga cleared that away. It's going to be a free kick to Bournemouth. What was that? Sorry, who would you say are the top 5 left-backs in the Premier League? Who would I say is the top 5 left-backs in the Premier League? I don't know. Where's that come from? Top 5 left-backs in the Prem. I would say... No particular order. I think you'd say Anthony Robinson up there. I'm not going to name him in a particular order because... I don't know. Anthony Robinson... Andy Robertson, Milos Kerkez. I think Kukurea has been very good this season. I'm not sure if I would include Lewis Skelly or Nico O'Reilly yet, but I think next season maybe for them too. It's tough. It's really tough. Really tough. Ait Nouri's had a good season, I think, for Wolves. He's always solid. Not really Luca Dean, not really a Estupiñán. I'm trying to just go down the league in order. I think Lewis Hall's had a good season. Lewis Hall's had quite a good season, but... Olaina, probably more of a right-back, isn't he, at Forest? Yeah, I don't know. I would say Milos Kerkez, Anthony Robinson. Milos Kerkez, Anthony Robinson. Andy Robertson. Mark Kukurea. And... Ooh... Tough. There's a few competitors there. I think Jed Spencer's had a good season for Spurs, hasn't he? Doggy's had a good season. I know both of those have played... They've kind of switched flanks at times. Porro sometimes on the right. But Jed Spencer's had a good season. Not sure if I'd be throwing him in the top 5 and top 5 left backs. I probably would put Miles Lewis Skelly in there, actually. I think he's been really, really good. He has been really good. Nico O'Reilly might push one of those out next season. But those would be my 5 now. I don't know where that came from, but there you go. Yeah, that would be my 5 left backs anyway. Wow, the clock stopped again. Right, here's Howson driving forward past the halfway line. How many times have we seen him do that? Intercepted, he gives a foul away. Gonna have to do better than that at Liverpool. Can't be playing like that. What's that, Mighty Dollar? Do you think Andoni Areola will be at Bournemouth next season? Do I think Andoni Areola will be at Bournemouth next season? Yeah. Yeah, I do. And the reason I say that is because I think he's been given real power at Bournemouth now. Like, that's his ship, and he's totally in control of it. They've rebuilt the training complex. If you look at Bournemouth's previous training complex plus where they are now, it's night and day. Here's Onana. What a ball that is, and a chance for Jacob Ramsey if they hit this. Villa over the bar. Shocking that. Unlucky. 0-0. Still. Callum were favourites for Kirkes for 40 million plus. Yeah, no, I think we will. I think Liverpool will be the ones to sign Kirkes. He's a very, very good player. There's been quite a lot of good left backs in the Prem this season, or quite a lot who've had, good moments at different points. As I say, Ait Nori at different points has been sensational, I think, especially considering he's still only 23. But Kirkes has been top quality. I think Kukurea has had a better season than many give him credit for, and it's mainly because they don't like him. I don't like Kukurea, but he's been a good left back for Chelsea. I've been mega impressed by Lewis Skelly, really impressed by Nico O'Reilly for City. If we're saying that Gvardiol is not a left back anymore and he is a centre back, which I think is fair. Ball into the box, unlucky. Bournemouth get it back and recycle it. But yeah, sorry, coming back to the question about Andoni Areola, I think he will still be there until there is such a big offer for Andoni, like a really big project for him. I think he stays there. I think he gets Bournemouth European football next season. I really do. I think he can get something out of this season, whether it be a Europa League or a Conference League or something. If he gets Bournemouth into Europe next season and keeps pushing forward, keeps pushing on, next season they really could go on and be a better side. Maybe cementing a place in Europe and getting Europe again, because that's always the harder thing. Getting Europe once is doable. It's achievable. We've seen it with Villa. We've seen it with Newcastle, and we're seeing it again with Villa and Newcastle. The tricky thing is getting it and staying up there. Get it, stay up there, get up there again, and do it again, and do it again, and do it again. And then you make yourself a staple in that top six. Alex Scott's gone down here. I think it's going to be concussion. His head's gone. He's just said. You can see on the pitch, he's dropped to the floor and he's just gone. Head's gone. He's lost his head. What's happened here? Yeah. Yeah, Alex Scott. He's done. His jaw's gone. I think it's going to be a concussion injury, this, and Alex Scott's going to get taken off the pitch. Callum Areola to Arsenal will happen end of next season. He is such a good manager, but I still personally think he's going to go for a bigger job than Arsenal. He plays better football than Arteta, a lot better football. So if he did go to Arsenal, then I'm sure he would do wonderful things. But I suspect Areola ends up going back to Spain, probably for a Barca job, Barca or maybe even Madrid. That's his sort of a zone, I think. Maybe even PSG actually. Maybe if Luis Enrique goes, PSG would be a good one for him. But yeah, maybe Arsenal. Arsenal's probably a good shout. Arteta, I am almost certain, will leave the club in the next 12 months. You can see it. The writing's on the wall. You can see it. Arsenal are only, as a club, Arsenal are only going one way now, and it's downhill. Downhill. Right, Alex Scott is going off the pitch here. He doesn't look happy. I think he's crying. No, he's not. I just thought he was a bit emotional. It happens when you get concussion, doesn't it, sometimes? Right, Kamara knocks it out wide to Matty Cash. Callum, I feel Arsenal playing a 4-2-3-1 and copy slot Rice and Zubimendi in the 2 DMs. Yeah, Rice, Zubimendi and Odegaard in a midfield 3. That might just free up Odegaard, mightn't it? But I also think that's probably going to hurt Rice, because Rice has actually had better joy when he's been maybe a touch higher, a bit further forward, and maybe having a better... Oh, that's wonderful play by Villa. Oh, unlucky. Really sharp play that by Villa. Wonderful from Unai Emery's men just down that left-hand side. Here's Alex Scott. Again, on the pitch. Great play down to Tavernier. Here's Evan Ilson. He's one who's grown on me during the season as well, Evan Ilson. Smart player. Arteta copied Guardiola, didn't he, last season? Now he's going to copy Slot. The thing is, Slot is one of them managers, and Gary Neville's made a point of saying this pretty much every time he's gone on to the overlap. Arne Slot has changed formation, probably changed formation and system 3-4 times in a game. It happens all the time. And Gary Neville says whatever setup he starts with, he never finishes with. Nearly always, he'll change it throughout the game. And Liverpool play in phases of the game, so we might spend 15 minutes, the opening 15 minutes in a 4-3-3, and then we might drop back and have 5 at the back, put Gravenberch in more of a sweeper position, or McAllister kind of drops in. We can play so many different systems, and it's not just Liverpool now. A lot of teams are going to that sort of a shape. That's good play down the right hand side for Bournemouth. Here's Tavernier. Ball into the box. Whoa! Good header. Very good header by Evan Ilson. Good save by Martinez. Kirkes knocks it forward. Unlucky. Morgan Rogers sends it long up the pitch. Bournemouth come back. Keeps coming back at Villa here. Keeps coming back at him. Here's Alex Scott. Good play by Bournemouth around the edge of the area. Nice and incisive. Zabani's another one who's going under the radar. I think he's still only quite young, you know. Like, all of the focus has quite rightly been on Dean Hyson and how good he's been for Bournemouth, but Zabani's a tidy centre-back, you know. What's that? Sorry, Taylor, what do you think this Aston Villa side need to compete at the top end of the Premier League? What do I think this Aston Villa side need to compete at the top end of the Premier League? I would say, I think the centre forward position is one they need to improve on. I think Ollie Watkins he kind of fits and starts, isn't it, almost with him. And I think he might have burnt bridges a little bit with Unai Emery over the Arsenal transfer. Because, you know, it's all come to light, hasn't it, that he wanted to go. Aston Villa tried to engineer the move, and Arsenal just wouldn't go to the 60 million quid or whatever it was that Villa wanted. But he's nearly 30 years old. He's been fantastic for Villa. He'll be a Villa legend, whichever way you look at it. But I think they need a bit more competition for him. John Duran was exceptional. It's a shame they couldn't hang on to him, to be honest, because I think if they'd have kept John Duran, they might have made the Champions League this season. Rashford's not the right fit. Rashford is not the right fit at all for Villa. I think he'll go back to United. and maybe get moved on to somewhere else. I don't know. It's not going to be the right fit for him to stay at Villa. Not for 40 million quid anyway. No chance. So, what do I think they need? In short, I think they probably need a couple of wide players. They need a couple of wide players. I don't think Morgan Rogers is a right-sided winger at all. I think Morgan Rogers plays better where Asensio is right now. You put Morgan Rogers in that midfield three, maybe just advanced of the other two. Absolutely fine there. Jacob Ramsey, I think, great. You've got to keep him. He's a wonderful squad player, wonderful young player. Could develop into a really good player as well, and he's Villa through and through. So you've got to keep Jacob Ramsey, but he shouldn't be starting games. If you're aspiring to be a Champions League side, I think you need to be doing better than foisting Morgan Rogers and Jacob Ramsey into those wide places. Marlon hasn't really worked out. Rashford hasn't really worked out, I would argue. Watkins, they need a step up on. The midfield is actually really good. Kamara, Tielemans, Onana as a three works really nicely. So I would say those three are fine. Your defence, Pau Torres, I really like. Konza, again, likeable, is fine. Probably need a better centre-back than Mings as backup, though. Maybe in an ideal world, Konza would be backup, and you would have Pau Torres and someone else. And then, yeah, your wing backs and full backs, not bad. Matty Cash, I think, is a solid full back, and he's not going to carry you into a title race or anything. But him and Luca Dean on those flanks will always do all right. And the goalie, I still think is very, very good. So no problem at all, I think, with Villa. But they need, if they want to make that step up to a regular Champions League competing side, they probably need to go out and get a Brian Mbeumo. They probably need to sell the likes of Leon Bailey, Donyell Marlon, and maybe Ollie Watkins as well, and then go out and get themselves go out and get a Brian Mbeumo. Go and get maybe a Semenyo from Bournemouth if they miss out, but go and get some real top quality and really show ambition. I think to keep Unai Emery. Get some top quality players in, and they could kick on next year, Villa, because they've got a good base there, haven't they? They've got a good spine. I'm just not sure they're going to be able to do it with these lads next year. Callum, Lazio and Juve drawing. That's another European race. 3rd to 8th in Serie A is very tight. Yeah, looking forward to Fiorentina and Venezia on Monday night as well. Fiorentina still got a chance of making Europe via the league again next year. So yeah, Lazio and Juve still drawing. Keep an eye on that one for us. Rubes, who's going to get the last European place in 8th? Well, I don't necessarily think it is going to be the last European place. Could be 9th as well. You've got to remember, if City beat Palace in the FA Cup final and Chelsea win the Conference League, it goes to 9th. 9th in the league. So it could be, but I think Bournemouth will get it. And I think it's a toss-up between Brentford and Brighton. It's a toss of a coin, really. Any 2 from 3 from Brentford, Brighton and Bournemouth. Any 2 from 3. Edward, just working out at the beach. Good man, how's it going? Jaden, is the game any good? Well, we've just had our first yellow card, Jaden. 26 minutes in. Alex Scott, who got concussion in the first 10 minutes, has just brought down Onana. That's a cynical foul. Yeah, it's the easiest yellow card the referee's going to give all day. So yellow card to Bournemouth. But other than that, is it any good? I don't know. I don't think it is. It's not particularly a good game. We've not really seen any chances in the opening half hour. Alex Scott, that's a woman. Alex Scott is the BBC presenter, yeah, but there's also an Alex Scott who plays for Bournemouth. Long ball into the box from Villa. It's too easy, that. Too easy. That's a foul, and that'll be a yellow card again. Who is it? Asensio. Yellow card. There you go. Asensio. JJ, cheers for the comment, JJ. Cheers for following as well. Do you think Asensio will stay at Villa next year? Well, that was timely. He's just got a yellow card. Do I think he'll stay at Villa next season? To be honest, I thought he had. I thought he'd permanently signed until a couple of games ago. I think someone said in the stream that he's only on loan. Is it from PSG? Is it PSG he's on loan from? Yeah, I don't think he will. No, I think he'll probably go back as well because he'll be on some juicy wages, won't he? And whatever fee Marco Asensio is going to carry, plus his wages, I just don't think it's justifiable. Same for Rashford, really. Ball over the top. That's really smart play. Oh, good defending there by Ezri Konza, I think it was, who got back and did really, really well. Zabarnyi. See, Zabarnyi again. Zabarnyi with a lovely little ball over the top. He spotted the run of Evan Ilson, timed really well. Great little chest. And he's just about to strike it when Konza gets back and gets a foot to it. Good defending by Villa. Good play by Bournemouth. Well done. Rubes, 20 years ago, Bournemouth, Brighton and Brentford were in League 2, Division 3, yeah. This is it, and people say there's no upward mobility in the Championship and League 1 and all that sort of thing. We've got teams coming up and getting into Europe now. It's really good. You just need to show a bit of ambition. 2, you've got to be not stupid and naive. You've got to, be sensible, buy the right players and not try to play top Premier League sides at their own game. Oh, someone's barbecuing outside. Can smell that. It's definitely barbecue weather, isn't it? What a ball in, unlucky. Just straight behind there. Just gone straight behind. Dean Hyson again. Both the Bournemouth centre-backs, given they have such a lot of the ball, you've got to say, Zabarnyi and Hyson, they're so creative. Little lofted balls over the top and into the channels. It's really good play. That's the most creative outlet for this Bournemouth side currently. Callum, why don't Sky Sports just have Sky Sports Bundesliga, Sky Sports La Liga and Sky Sports Serie A? Couldn't tell you, man. Couldn't tell you. I guess it's just the TV deal and the package that they've got. Yeah, it's just the deal that they have. Oh, Unai Emery, insistent that they swap the balls there. I wonder why. Oh, that was poor defending, and Villa are in here. Villa have got a chance. Here's Jacob Ramsey. Well played by Bournemouth. Really well played. Bayern 1, Mönchengladbach 0 in the Bundesliga, by the way. Who scored it? It's Michael Olise. What a season he's having, by the way. What a season he's having. 25 goals and assists in 32 appearances for Villa already. Copper, are you going to watch Hamburger SV versus Ulm? Hamburger are second on the table, fighting for promotion, and Ulm are second last on the table, fighting for not being relegated. I haven't seen that. Go on. To be honest, mate, I was saying in a stream the other day, I've not really kept an eye this season on Segunda Liga, Serie B, or the second Bundesliga 2. I've not really kept an eye on those leagues because I've been trying to plan the schedule for Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, Liga, and all that, Championship playoffs and all that. So I've not really looked at it. And I do enjoy watching Bundesliga too. I've watched quite a bit of it over the years, but I haven't on Premier League Dad so far. Hamburger against Ulm. When is that? It's today at 7:30. Oh, no. No, we're not going to watch it today, mate. We're going to watch Atletico Madrid against Real Sociedad because I've already got it booked in, and also one of our regulars on this channel, Callum, absolutely adores Atletico Madrid. So I've told him we'll watch it, and plus it is a massive game from a Sociedad point of view. So if they don't win, they're probably not going to be getting European football next season for the first time in a good while. So I know. Listen, I think if I'd have had my time again, I probably would have done. So no, but we do watch a lot of Bundesliga on this channel. We just we're not going to be covering that one, sadly. Callum, this is weirdly a poor game. I'd expect better from these two. I think they're just cancelling each other out a little bit, aren't they, at this moment in time? Copper, also like that game. My main league I watch is La Liga, so also happy about that. Good, nice. Good to have you in the channel anyway, Copper. Hope you stick around, mate. Good to have fans of other leagues, other teams, and all that sort of thing. It's how you're able to, when people look at you and say, who do you think Villa should sign? Who do you think West Ham should sign? Who do you think these should sign? And you throw a name out and they look at you like you've got four heads because you've said, you know, Jonathan Burkhardt at Mainz in the Bundesliga. He's a cracking striker. And they're like, Jonathan Burkhardt at Mainz? What are you on about? We've never even heard of him. Watch a bit of Bundesliga, you'll know. You'll know Jonathan Burkhardt. And you say the same, Tierno Barry at Villarreal, love him to bits. Every time I talk about La Liga, Tierno Barry, one to watch. Callum, Copper, I smell a Barca fan. But yeah, it's good watching these other leagues and getting an idea of how the teams play and managers and all that. It's how you increase your knowledge anyway. Jaden's Fun Life. Belter channel. 24/7 football. Quality. Cheers, Jaden. Thanks, man. Not quite 24/7, but we're live every day. We're live every single day watching football. I don't know, we're not quite 24/7, but if there's a game on, chances are I'm live. Right, what else are we missing? Lazio and Juventus is still 0-0. Bayern are 1-0 up against Mönchengladbach. Girona 0, Villarreal 0. Trabzonspor 0, Galatasaray 0 at the top of the Turkish Super League. And do you know what? The other big one that we're missing today, if I'd have had my time again and knowing how bad the first 40 minutes of this has been, I almost certainly would have watched Benfica against Sporting, because that is basically a playoff for the title. If you have a look at the Primeira Liga, if you have a look at the Portuguese Primeira Liga, Benfica and Sporting are top, Benfica are second, both on 78 points. Absolutely massive, that. And they're both playing now. They've just kicked off 3 minutes in, I think, 3 or 4 minutes in. So I'm keeping an eye on that one. Keeping an eye on it, because as it stands, Sporting will be top going into the final game of the season, and they've got Guimarães. Last day of the season. Benfica have got Braga away, and Braga are having a good season as well. They're ahead of Porting. Oh, that's a foul. That's a foul. Could be a yellow, maybe even a red. There's no red. Surely not. Asensio's going like that to him. You're not going to get a red. He's away. I tell you what, he is away. There's no doubt. He doesn't get any of the ball. It is a foul from Semenyo on Ramsey. I think he's just going to get a yellow. Has he even got a yellow? I don't think he's even got a yellow. What's going on? Copper, you think you wrap La Liga up tomorrow? Rubes, pity you're an Everton fan. I'm not an Everton fan. You can't keep accusing me of being an Evertonian and then the next day accuse me of being a Man United fan. Can't win. And you have a go at me hair and me moobs. No, I can't win. Copper, Champions League was a roller coaster. Yeah, absolutely. It was happy then sad, then happy then sad again. Yeah, it was a great game, that, wasn't it? Inter against Barca. Really unlucky at the end there. Right, Villa free kick here. Oh, it's 1-0 Sporting, there you go. And it's that man again, isn't it? Oh no, it's Gyökeres. Gyökeres with the assist. I thought he got the goal. Gyökeres with the assist. Trincao with the goal. Wolves again. And Sporting might be one step from securing the title. That might be it. Girona and Villarreal is the other one we're keeping an eye on, of course. That's 0-0. $215 live games for the 2025-26 season. The biggest number of games live on Sky Sports next year. That's good, isn't it? That's better. Callum, facts for you for Atleti and Sociedad. Atletico haven't lost to Sociedad in the last 10 games. Okay, well, I'm looking forward to that one. We'll see. See how we get on. Howson. Here's Kirkes down the left-hand side. Poor ball. You'll have to pull your socks up, Milos, if you want to play for Liverpool. Can't be playing for Liverpool playing like that, sunshine. Right, let's get back to the chat. 1 second. Pepper. Oh, sorry, I just saw Pepper's your comments. You put it on YouTube. Callum will beat Arsenal tomorrow. 3-1. Diaz, Jota, Van Dijk. Lazio 0, Juve 1. That's a big goal already. Who's that? Who scored it? Who scored it? Kolo Muani. It's him again. That man again. He's been a great signing for Juve, him. 7 goals in 13 games so far. Or is it 8 now? That might be 8 in 13 games. Yeah, he's done really well since he's come in. And obviously, at PSG, it's not quite worked out for him. Did really well at Frankfurt. Went to PSG for however much was it? Was it like 80 million, 90 million? Something like that. It was big, big money, wasn't it? Kolo Muani from Frankfurt to PSG. Hasn't quite worked out. And Juve, I don't know what the situation is with him. Are they obliged to buy him or what? Because he's one that I think a lot of Premier League teams would be taking a look at. Same with Ramos, actually. Goncalo Ramos at PSG, Kolo Muani, both of them. Because it wouldn't surprise me if PSG decided to cash the chips on Kolo Muani, cash the chips on Goncalo Ramos, and go and get someone like Gyökeres or Isak. That would make sense. Callum, Juventus, do you have something against them? Because I don't like them. I don't have anything against them. Not really. To be honest, mate, I don't have anything against any team, really. I mean, United and Everton, you've got that built-in hatred. And Arsenal are just a bit annoying. City and Chelsea, we've had rivalries with over the years and stuff. So, yeah, maybe them, but... No, I don't really hate any team. Callum, Goncalo Ramos smells like a Villa or a Newcastle signing. Yeah, I think if Isak does go, then I mean, that would be a great deal, wouldn't it, for PSG? If they were to go to Newcastle and say, listen, we'll give you Goncalo Ramos plus 30 or 40 million or whatever it might be for Isak. Newcastle take that. I think they've done brilliantly well. They've done really well. They could then go and reinvest and go and get, another couple of players with that cash. Maybe 50 million. Maybe 50 million plus Goncalo Ramos for Isak. That'd work. Oh, Semenyo, unlucky. Villa are living dangerously a little bit at the back here as we get to just before half-time. Passing it around, really. Basically passing it around on their own goal line. Long ball up the pitch. Watkins chasing it down. Zabani knocks it behind. Well done. Throw in. Asensio off the post. Oh, off the post from Villa. Whew, very, very nearly. PSG, Callum, PSG need a new league. It must be boring for PSG fans with no real competitor. Well, I mean, look, you could have said that about City not that long ago, and you could have said that about Bayern not that long ago. So, PSG are a really, really big club, and they've started dominating that league. But Marseille with De Zerbi, if they're able to keep hold and reinvest in the right areas, they can get back amongst it. I mean, Lyon financially have kind of fallen away. Monaco, again, they need investment, but there's a core there. They're just not quite the same level of investment as PSG, and that's just it. And that's why the metric, the yardstick for PSG will always be the Champions League, won't it? So if they were to win it, then that feels like the first time PSG have really achieved something of note on the European scale. But they win like you say 100 times in a row. Jaden's Fun Life, hoping Liverpool bring in Nico Williams, be like a modern day John. How dare you say he's like a modern day John Barnes? Nico Williams is not a patch on John Barnes, mate. He's not a patch. Here's Antoine Semenyo. He's closer to John Barnes. John Barnes was so good. Oh, there's a claim for handball there. Claim for handball there. Bournemouth fans in outrage. They're screaming. It hit Morgan Rogers. There's a claim for handball. He's looking a little bit sheepish there. He's looking a little bit sheepish. Let's see. Let's see. No, that's not handball. Shut up. No, you can't give handball for that. Can't give handball for that. They claim for out, these Bournemouth fans. Callum, there's been no Jota outlink yet. I think he may stay. No, Jota's going. I think Jota's going, yeah. I think Jota... Well... maybe he doesn't. I don't know. I think he's almost certainly backup centre-forward next season. And if he's happy with that, he'll stay. If he's not happy with that, he'll go. When he's fit, we know when Jota's fit, he's very, very good. It's just so often he's not. If he's fit, I'm happy to have him, and he's probably our best centre-forward. And there's not many better centre-forwards around than Diogo Jota when he's fit and firing. It's just so rare that he is, sadly. We've got 6 minutes of injury time here. And we're already a minute into it. Been a bit of a dour first half, I've got to say. Nunes and Diaz have had reliable links out. Not seen any Jota out links that are reliable. I mean, mate, honestly, don't base what you think might happen based on links, because I promise you, there's players who'll have links out and links to Liverpool all season, and they might not even end up moving. Same could be said of lots of players we've seen over the years where there's not been a peep about them leaving, and then all of a sudden you see, oh, it's a goal. Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know if that's a wonderful double save or an absolutely outrageous finish. It's the chance of the match. It's 10 seconds to go to, a minute or so to go to half time. Wonderful ball in by Luca Dean. Do you know what? It's not. It's a great save. Luca Dean puts a cross in. It's going over to the far post, and Kamara's coming in. Free header. Bang. 6 yards out. Down to the feet of Kepa. Kepa, great reaction save. Keeps it out with his feet. Comes back out to Matty Cash, who from the edge of the area heads it from the edge of the area, and it's going into the bottom corner. Kepa low down, and what a save. Really, really good save. Cheers for flagging that, John. I don't know why the clock stopped, but it's there you go. We're back on again. Sorry. Right, there you go. We're all caught up again. 23-24, Jota was amazing. He's just gone really dry this season. I think he's had injuries, obviously. He's had injuries and he's had a lot of spells out of the team. All players need consistency to produce the best stuff. Yeah, we've fixed it now, John. Cheers, mate. It's because I clicked off the page, but it's fine. It's off. It's back and working again now. That was a really good save, that from Kepa. That's the first real proper chance we've had in the 48th minute or whatever it was. So, first real chance of the game has just come bang on half-time. I mean, Asensio did hit the post not long before that, but I wouldn't have necessarily called it a chance. It was just a pot shot from outside the area. But yeah, all the chances fall in Villa's way. Oh, that's poor. And Bournemouth have given it away, and that's a foul. That's going to be a yellow card. Whoa, whoa. Yellow card for each of them there. Adam Smith has got the yellow, and I'm sure he's going to book Jacob Ramsey as well. Emiliano Martinez. Oh, was booked. He's been booked as well. What's Martinez doing out of his goal? Emiliano Martinez out of his goal in Bournemouth's half. What are you doing? What are you doing? Adam Smith dragged Jacob Ramsey down there on the counter-attack. It was a simple yellow card. And Ramsey got up and came at him. Headbutted him almost. You've got to book him as well. Book Jacob Ramsey for that. John Marsden, no sub-stub today, mate. I've not seen him. No, I've not seen him. He's not been on today. I know he said he was a bit annoyed, wasn't he, yesterday after the Cov game. But he's a good guy, sub-stub. Not seen him today. Hopefully he's back for one of the next streams coming up. I'm sure he will be. We're live again for Coventry next week, so hopefully he'll be around for the Coventry-Sunderland game next week. Good to have him back. Jacob Ramsey did get a yellow card for that, by the way. Went into the last minute or so before half-time. 6 minutes of added on time. Ball into the box. Good flick on. It's over to the far post. Ah, well done. Really well done there by Semenyo. Oh, he's dancing with him. Good ball in. Must be. It's there. It's 1-0 Villa. It's 1-0 Villa. And I don't think Ollie Watkins touches that. But it's 1-0 Villa. There you go. I tell you what, Semenyo... I know I was saying Semenyo did well. And he did really, really well. But he carries the ball out of defence, and all he has to do is pump it up the pitch. I'm sure Andoni Iraola's screaming at him, just get it up the pitch, get it out the pitch. What are you doing? Don't try and run through the opposition when you're in your own half. And he tries a nutmeg. And he loses the ball. And all that happens is Matty Cash picks his head up. I think, is it Matty Cash? I think Matty Cash picks it. No, it's Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers picks his head up and just puts a ball into the box. He's onside, there's no question about that. It's a ball into the box. And I don't think Ollie Watkins touches it. I think it goes all the way through and into the far post. Into the far side of the net. Let's have a look. Oh, he does get a touch. It's a great touch. And that's 1-0 Bournemouth. 1-0 Villa, sorry. 1-0 Villa. Bournemouth 0, Villa 1. Ollie Watkins with a great little deft touch there into the far side netting. It's a lovely finish. Lovely finish. Morgan Rogers with the assist as well. And there you go. Checking goal, possible offside. There's no offside there. He's not offside. Nothing wrong with that. This is what's frustrating. Goal given. Of course it's a goal. We knew it was a goal. It was never offside. John Marsden, he's a family friend. Okay, cool. Well, I was going to say, if you do see him or you do speak to him, let him know who was asking after him. He's a good fella. Seems a really nice guy. Right, Juventus have had a man sent off. Lazio 0, Juventus 1. And Juventus are down to 10 men for the last half hour or so. Benfica 0, Sporting 1. Girona 0, Villarreal 0, of course, as well. That's still going on. Trabzonspor 0, Galatasaray 0 at the top of the Turkish Super League. Fenerbahce got a big win against Istanbul Başakşehir yesterday. Here's Villa now pushing forward again. They're going to go for a second if they're not careful. Great ball in. It's cleared away. I think it's half-time. Half-time. Right on half-time there. Bournemouth 0, Villa 1. Well, there you go. Tough end to the half for Bournemouth. But I think they deserve that, Villa. I think they deserve that. You'd have to say they hit the post. They had a couple of chances there where Kepa pulled off some big saves. And, there was lots going on there. So, I thought that was a good first half. Good first half of football. And Villa probably deservedly going in at half-time. 1-0 up. Champions League still very much on for Aston Villa. Right, let's go back and revisit the chat. Let me know your questions at half-time while we've got 15 minutes to go through everything. Right, that one's on X, isn't it, I think? Isn't it X? I don't know what your username is, but you're saying, what is it? Hang on. Moses. Oh, hi. Sorry, mate. I clicked completely off the chat as it came up. So I think I know yours came through a good 20 minutes ago. I've not seen it. I apologise. But yeah. Right, so, hi Kieran, Brentford fan, do you think that Thomas Frank stays with Brentford next season? Do you think Thomas Frank stays with Brentford? Yeah, again, it depends very much on, it's kind of the same thing with Andoni Iraola, isn't it? I think Thomas Frank probably does stay with Brentford. If they get European football, all the more reason to. But I think if Brentford don't sort of show the ambition that we'd expect them to show, then I would imagine he does go. I'm sure Spurs will look at him. Spurs is the big question. I tell you what, that's another question, because the Thomas Frank thing. Thomas Frank, I think, if he was to leave Brentford, Spurs would be one of the ones that would look at him. So, bigger question: if Spurs don't win the Europa League, does Ange Postecoglou lose his job? Because I think if they win the Europa League, that's an easy one, isn't it? That's a really, really easy one, isn't it? If he does win the Europa League, he's staying. He's staying at Spurs, and good luck to him. But if he doesn't win the Europa League, does Ange Postecoglou get sacked? Do you think? Because I feel like he's endeared himself to those Spurs fans again, hasn't he? Just the last few weeks, there's been some comments, and they're in a European final. So it's I think there's a few Spurs fans who a few months back were saying Ange Postecoglou has to go. He has to go. We don't get out of our club and all that. There was the big flare up away at Stamford Bridge when Spurs got beat. And now it just feels like they've softened a little bit, and actually, yeah, maybe they're seeing that he deserves a little bit more time. I don't know. Do you think Ange Postecoglou stays or goes at the end of the season? I think he probably sticks around, and I think that Thomas Frank probably sticks around at Brentford as well, mate. Yeah, I think he does stick around, assuming Brentford don't do what I'm worried they might do, which is they don't make the European places, and then they end up having to sell Wisser and Mbermo, and maybe Sharda, and maybe even Damsgaard. But I think they'll make some big changes at Brentford, and they're going to have to get the signings right, because I'm not sure they have got them right recently. Fabio Carvalho for whatever it was, 30 million from Liverpool. Vandenberg from Liverpool for 25 million. A lot of it to Liverpool, funnily enough. We've got good money out of Brentford. I'm not sure either of those have been particularly astute signings. But Brentford are a good club. They'll be fine next season, whatever happens. And Thomas Frank, I think, will stay. He's a good manager. But the next available appointment that comes up, you bet your bottom dollar, he will be linked to it. So there'll always be an opportunity for him to leave. The same could be said with Andoni Iraola, but they probably won't be in any mad rush to leave while they're getting supported by the board, because they're the number one guy at that club, aren't they? You know, and you don't want to leave a club where you've got so much faith built up over the years, where you can basically do what you want, and you know, if you say I want this player, you'll get him, and go to a new club where all of a sudden there's question marks over you, there's a bit more pressure, and it's comfortable, isn't it, for Thomas Frank at Brentford? He's never ever going to lose his job there. It's comfortable for Andoni Iraola at Bournemouth. Again, he'll never ever lose his job. And people do quite like that. People do quite like that, staying in the comfort zone, don't they? Whereas, that's not often where you make the most learning in your life. That's not where you do where the best days of your life are, in your comfort zone. Get out your comfort zone. There's nothing there for you. Rubes, don't sign people from Liverpool. Hey, listen, you've signed a fair few people from Liverpool over the years. Brighton, James Milner, Adam Lallana. Trying to think of anyone else you might have signed from us over the years. I don't think there's too many, is there? Yeah, listen, we've sold some players. No, actually, we've not. I can't remember too many players who've left Liverpool and gone on to do amazingly good things. It's nearly always downhill when you sign players from us. Emre Can, Gini Wijnaldum, lots of players have left and not quite kicked on. Right. So, Ollie Watkins puts Villa 1-0 up, and he goes to the top scorer of Aston Villa in Premier League history. What do we make of that? Gabriel Agbonlahor. Who was that? Who he was in front of? Let's have a look at the actual list there. The actual list is Ollie Watkins, Gabriel Agbonlahor, Dwight York, Dion Dublin, and Juan Pablo Angel. Callum seems like Sorloth and Griezmann as a 2. Oh, for Atleti, you mean? Yeah, well, we said that before, didn't we? We said that before, that Griezmann would probably start up front tonight. Villa had plenty of chances in this first half. They're just going back through them. Who was it? Redknapp and... Is that Lee Hendry? Is it Lee Hendry? Yeah, I guess he, Villa ex-Villa player, isn't he, Lee Hendry? They always try and get one on from Villa. Liverpool will be flying straight to Dubai. Straight after tomorrow's game, Liverpool fly to Dubai. Why would we be flying to Dubai? Why is that happening? Yeah, apparently the players are all going away. Liverpool players are all going away to Dubai. How's that? Why that can't work? Surely that's not accurate. Surely that isn't accurate. When's our next fixture? Brighton on the 19th. So we've got an 8-day break. Oh, that's gonna be going away for a piss up, innit? Duty free. Yeah, I was gonna say, Bryn, that's going away for a piss up, innit? That's got all the hallmarks of it. Liverpool play Arsenal tomorrow, 4:30, 11. And do you know what it'll probably have been? They've probably said, right, lads, we'll play Arsenal. We've not trained really all week. So, if Arsenal don't beat us tomorrow, there's not much down for it, because I've not seen a picture of Liverpool training all week. I haven't, honestly, and then we're going away to Dubai for like a full week getaway, probably a celebration where the players go and blow off some steam and whatever. 19th of May, we play Brighton. We're going to be tanked. Yeah. And then we've got Palace on the 25th of May at Anfield. So we'll probably actually get back to... We'll probably beat Palace on the last day of the season. But Brighton, I think Brighton and Arsenal probably do us. Callum Gallagher, Koke, Barrios, Simeone is the 4. That makes sense. Witzel and the Normand centre-backs. Okay. Right back, Llorente, goalkeeper Black. Rubes win for Brighton then. Yeah, I would hope so, mate. I would hope so. Give Brighton a chance to get in Europe again. Why not? Callum, Salah defo booked to Dubai. Don't know, Salah likes going back to Egypt, doesn't he? What's that place in Egypt that he goes to all the time? Goes to the same resort every time in Egypt. I keep forgetting what it's called. Hurghada. Left back Galan. Yeah, I was going to say he likes going to Hurghada, Salah, so I'm sure he would have preferred going to there. But Trabzonspor 0, Galatasaray 1. That's a good scoreline. Who scored it? Come on. Who scored it? Is it Osimhen? Is it Big Vic up front? I'm going Osimhen. Who scored? Oh no, it's Badakhshi. Abdul Karim Badakhshi, defender. Callum, Dubai is a Muslim country. Hard to buy drinks. Salah defo, mate. Dubai, it's not hard to buy drinks in Dubai. It ain't hard to buy drinks in Dubai. It really ain't. It's not like Saudi or even Qatar. A lot of these the Emirati states are very, very lax on that stuff in certain places. Obviously, as long as it's not like, and look, it's Liverpool Football Club as well. They'll probably hire out a full venue, won't they? They'll probably hire a full venue. Not that I'm sure there'll be Liverpool players in the team who won't drink, but it'll be a party, won't it? That's what it'll be. It'll be a party, a trip away. Jaden Reese-Thompson, do you think Leroy Sané will go to Chelsea? The last thing Chelsea need is a winger, and all I keep seeing is them being linked with wingers. They've got Madueke, Neto, Sancho. They've got Mudryk, assuming he comes back at some point. They've got Tyreek George. They've got Dewsbury Hall, who can play there as well. Cole Palmer often plays from the left or the right, whichever way you want to look at it. So I don't understand why they're being linked with wingers. They've got loads of wingers. The young lad, was it Walsh, whatever his name is, Walsh, who played the other day. The young lad Walsh, who came off and started against G Gardens. They've got young players coming through who are doing really well in wide areas. So yeah, I don't know why they would go after Leroy Sané. That seems like an odd move to me. Arsenal are probably far more likely to go for a Leroy Sané. Even City, City might take him back. City need wide players. They've got Doku, Grealish, Savinio, and Marmoush potentially if you want to play Marmoush there. I think Marmoush is maybe better as a centre forward, but maybe you play Marmoush and Haaland and one other. And Doku, Grealish and Savinio, none of them are top 4, top 6 players, I don't think anyway. So, City need a good wide player, at least one, maybe even 2, depending on who else goes out for them. Right, let me keep an eye on all these others that are going in. Right. Right, let me catch up with the chat 1 second. Sorry. I'm all over the place. Amechi, SWFC. I'm assuming you're a Wednesday fan, Amechi. Who do you think is going up via the playoffs? I'm hoping for Sunderland, anyone other than the Blades. Well, there you go, that confirms it. Who do I think is going up? I think Sunderland probably will. I'll be honest, mate. I'm probably on the same side as you. Anyone but Sheffield United for me. And I haven't got anything personal against Sheffield United, the club. I just don't think they're a particularly good addition to the Premier League. I think they're almost certain to go back down. I don't think Chris Wilder's a particularly good manager. I don't think they've got enough players in there that can compete at the Premier League level. Campbell, Kiefer Moore, Brewster, they're all a bit, yeah. So yeah, I don't think Sheffield United are going to make a good fist of it in the Premier League. So I would rather anyone other than them come up. Even Coventry, who I also think would go straight back down. At least Coventry would be a good side to have back up. You know, a team we've not seen for a while. Sheffield United were up not long ago. Sunderland I'd like to see back up because I think with Bellingham, Ballard, we saw Isidore, Mayenda, Enzo Lefebvre. I think the other lad, Luca 9 as well, Dan Neil. They've got a core there. Even Patterson, the goalkeeper as well. They've got a core there of decent players at Sunderland who I think could, maybe with a few more additions, could stay up. Or could make a good go of it anyway. Could compete with the likes of, you know, Everton, maybe Wolves, maybe West Ham, whoever else we see being down there next season, out of the current top flight. Maybe United again. You never know. Jaden Rees-Thompson, Newcastle linked with Sesko. Well, that would make sense, wouldn't it, if Isak is going? If Isak is going, Sesko is a certainty to come to the Premier League. And Newcastle would be the one to look at, yeah. Apparently Liverpool have got him on a short list of centre forwards, being Isak, Sesko, Gyökeres and Osimhen. Apparently they're the four that Liverpool have been targeting. Ekatiki's in there as well, but apparently that one's kind of died a death. I don't think Ekatiki's going to come to Liverpool. I'm not sure I want him, to be honest, either. I think he's probably one for a team a step below the elite sort of thing. I think he's maybe a Villa signing, for example, a team that's trying to break the top 4, top 5 teams, rather than one that's trying to stay at the very, very top. He's just a fraction below, I would say. Right, we're off for the second half here. So let's get the old scoreboard going and get the old volume turned back up. Right, we're off and underway for the second half. Right, Villa down the left-hand side already. Luca Dean pulls you back to the edge. Boubacar Kamara must hit it. Great shot. Oh, just wide. Very nearly 2-0 Villa. Very nearly 2-0 Villa. Jaden Rees-Thompson, why do I keep seeing Jacob Ramsey to NUFC? Listen, Jacob Ramsey is a good player. He's a very good player. He's English as well, which, you know, teams in Europe need, don't they? They need those English players. They need those homegrown talent. So, yeah, Jacob Ramsey is an experienced player. He's 23. He's won Aston Villa's Young Player of the Year twice. And I kind of feel like he doesn't get the credit that he deserves when he plays for Villa. Feels to me like he's always going to be a squad player at Villa. But in the right system, I actually think he could do really well in a more of a central role. Maybe kind of the way that we see Morgan Rogers play. Starting central but drifting out wide. I think he'd be a really, really good player for a number of Premier League teams at the top end. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me. Jacob Ramsey went to a Liverpool, Arsenal or a City and really kicked on. He's one of them types of signings. Ball into the box. Chance here for Bournemouth. Must be. What a finish this is. Oh, hey! That's a penalty, ref! Must be a penalty. How's he not give that? Oh, I think Clivert dove. I think he knows. Emiliano Martinez has just done that to the ref. Semenyo puts the ball in. It comes out to Clivert. It's a wonderful bit of skill. And then Clivert goes round him and he does dive. It is a dive. He should book. There's got to be a booking for that. That's a proper dive. Oh, yeah. You've got to be booking players for that, you know. Got to be booking players for that. Still 1-0 Juve. Still 1-0 Galatasaray. Still 1-0 Bayern. Still 1-0 Sporting Lisbon against Benfica. But yeah, Jacob Ramsey is one to watch. Semenyo, another one to watch here. It feels like we're just going to see a massive summer transfer window, bigger than we've ever seen before. I really do feel like there's so much money that's flown into the Premier League over the last couple of years, and there's a lot of clubs who either haven't just quite got enough to achieve whatever their targets are, and therefore they're gonna spend. Like they've like Everton, for example, Man United, Spurs, Chelsea. They're not where they need to be, so they're gonna have to spend to try and get up the table. And there's a lot of other teams in the Prem who the money's been drifting in and they've got massive PSR headroom. So they've got loads of money to play with. For example, Liverpool and City. Loads of PSR headroom. Liverpool could quite easily spend £500 million this summer. City probably the same, and it wouldn't affect their PSR. I mean, obviously, there's deeper questions about City's PSR anyway, which is part of the ongoing things that are being looked into. But, that's a foul, ref. Come on. Great play there by Kluivert. Good play. Out to Kerkez. Kerkez with a ball in. Chance. Oh, unlucky. Straight out to the far side. Adam Smith recycles it. Bournemouth got all the pressure here at the end of at the start of the first half, rather. And now Villa come away. Here's Watkins. Good play. Jaden, what are you predicting for Newcastle versus Chelsea tomorrow? Chelsea or draw I've gone for. So I think 2-1 Chelsea. Yeah, I think 2-1 Chelsea. Newcastle haven't been great for a while, you know. Newcastle have looked really off it for a while. And they're somehow picking up results. You know, I thought they were awful against Ipswich. And I thought they were really lucky against Brighton away. Really lucky when we did that game last week. So Newcastle for me are, they're hanging on by a thread for these Champions League hopes. I think if Chelsea get a result tomorrow, obviously Newcastle then play Arsenal, and then they've got Everton last day of the season. Which after Everton beat Fulham today, all of a sudden that doesn't look so easy anymore. That doesn't look such an easy game anymore. Everton have got, 6 draws? 6 draws and 2 wins in the last 11 games, or something like that. Either way, they've got a good little run of form where they're finding it very difficult to be beaten. So, yeah, Everton could go to St James's and get a point. Arsenal certainly challenging for a point. If Chelsea get a point off them, Newcastle might only pick up 3 more points, even 6 more points. 6 points is probably not going to be enough. Or 5 more points, rather, is not going to be enough for them to finish in the Champions League places, especially if Villa win here. And then Villa get good results against Spurs, and maybe Forest get a good result against Leicester tomorrow. All of that is just starting to add up. It's so close in there. So, yeah, I do. I think Newcastle might just fall away. You know, they've got tough fixtures at the end of this season. Callum, Newcastle 2, Chelsea 1. You think so? Okay. Jaden, I think 1-1. We want Champions League, so I think we'll try more in the last 3 games. The thing is, mate, I don't think it's about trying. I think Newcastle have just been off it. I don't think it's about effort or anything like that. If you look at the game against Ipswich, before that player got sent off and then the penalty, Ipswich were all over Newcastle. Newcastle didn't play very well at all, I didn't think, in that game. And they somehow win it, whatever it was, 3-0. Was it 3-0 or 4-0? It looked like a rout, but it was a poor performance. And then last week against Brighton, I have no idea how Newcastle come away from that with a point. So, yeah, it's not been vintage. And obviously before that, they get battered at Villa Park. So, it's not been vintage Newcastle for a good few weeks. And, I think they might struggle against Chelsea tomorrow. I was really impressed with Chelsea against Liverpool. Admittedly, we were crap as well, but I thought Chelsea played really well. They deserved to win. And I think even if we were bang on it, I think Chelsea would have got something in the game, certainly. Chelsea had a good side. Oh, Kirkes might have pulled his hammy there. I think he might be going off early. Or is it just a dead leg? Might just be a dead leg. Let's have a look. What happens here? Ah, he's alright. Ish. I think. Jesus Christ. Have we seen, by the way, the Jaden, if it weren't for the goalkeepers we would be in a terrible place. Yeah, I mean, that question was asked as well, wasn't it, the other week? We asked on the channel kind of what... I mean, to be the same question has been asked today of how much Villa need to be a regular Champions League team. I think you could probably ask the same question of Newcastle. How many players do Newcastle need to be a top regular in the top 5 or top 6? And yeah, I think once you take Isak out of the equation, I know the midfield's quite good. You know, Tonali, Joe Linton, Bruno. Beyond them, not brilliant. Willock, not great. Longstaff, not great. Lewis Miley's bright and has ability, but the drop off from Tonali, Joe Linton, and Bruno is massive. The same could be said of the centre backs and just the defence in general. I think once you get past Lewis Hall and Livramento, you've got Kraft and Trippier. I think Trippier's awful. Trippier's fallen to bits as a player. So Trippier and Kraft, not very good. You look at the centre back situation. You know, Botman, when he's fit, good, but very rarely fit. And then you've got, you know, Fabian Schär, but getting on. Good player, but getting on. Dan Burn, decent player, but getting on. And then you've got Jamal Lascelles there as well. So Jamal Lascelles isn't really up to much. I don't think he's broken as well these days, isn't he? Your goalkeeper situation, Pope, Dubravka. You got the right wing situation, you know, Josh Murphy. Is it Jacob Murphy? I forget which one it is. But Murphy, you got Murphy on the right. I think Murphy's actually been really good this season, but once you get past Murphy, there's no one really there. There's no competition for him. Harvey Barnes has been all right, but he's not been as good as Anthony Gordon was last season. Anthony Gordon's fallen off a cliff. Not quite sure what's happened there, but now he doesn't seem to be getting any minutes in that Newcastle side. So yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on with Anthony Gordon. And then the striker situation, Isak, very, very good. But then you've got Callum Wilson and Asula. So I think the squad is often what wins your games of football or wins your league titles, wins your cups and certainly Champions Leagues. Your squad and your bench is often what gets you there. And Newcastle's squad, I think, is well off it. I would argue Villa have a better squad. First 11, probably Newcastle. Villa have a better squad. Chelsea, I think, have a better 11 and a better squad. I know that Newcastle are above them, but I think Chelsea are the better team. I think you'd say the same about City. And Newcastle are probably the fifth team in that race at the moment. And it just really depends on how Villa see out the remaining few games of the season and how Newcastle do. Because the 3 tough games then, Chelsea, Arsenal and Everton, 3 very tough games. Stanny, big win for Villa if it stays like this. Yeah, and John, I wrote him off, mate. I wrote him off. I said a couple of weeks ago that when Villa got beat against City, I said I think that might be it, you know. That might be it for Villa. But the big win against Fulham last week, I think this is massive. If they manage to hang on here, it's a great... It really is. That's a really, really big win to beat these at the Vitality, because they're no easy tie. It's no easy match. Arthur Busby, Leeds United, best team in England. Well, they're back in the big time, aren't they, Arthur? Back in the big time. Arthur Busby, boring game. Oh, I mean, listen, we've watched plenty of boring games of Leeds. I watched Leeds against Oxford United earlier this season, a couple of weeks ago. That was boring. At least this one's had a few chances. We've had, shots off the post. We've had a goal. It's been all right. Can live with that. Jane and Reece Thompson, I wouldn't mind Europa League. Yeah, well, that's it. I think Newcastle get Europa League, certainly, as an absolute minimum. But if you don't get Europa League, or if you don't get Champions League, rather, I think that probably changes a lot about what Newcastle can and can't do this summer. Alexander Isak probably stays. Or at least there's a good chance he stays. He might still go even if you do get Champions League. But if you don't get Champions League, he almost certainly goes. He definitely goes. Arthur Bushby, Villa win nothing. Well, I don't know about Villa win nothing. They've been in the Champions League recently. Certainly more recently than Leeds. Stanley, Newcastle on that Champions League season, swept them to the floor, hasn't done the same to Villa. Yeah, good ball in, good claim there by Martinez. Yeah, Villa have used the Champions League to carry it into the league often. I mean, they have suffered with a European hangover. I think earlier part of this season they had the last, I think it was 8 games after a European game, and they'd lost like 6 out of 8. They'd been really poor the game after a European one. But the fact that they got to that European quarter-final against PSG, and they have used that momentum to carry it into the league, and they've done really well. Newcastle, like you say, wiped them out a little bit. And they didn't even get European football, did they, the season after? Lazio 1, Juve 1. That's been coming. Juve have been a man down for a while, but it's 1-1 now. Big game there at the top of Serie A. Who was it who scored it? Mario Vecino. 97th minute for Lazio. Big goal, that one. Stanley, Martinez, overrated in my opinion. Yes, we won a World Cup, but he's getting in a bit now. He's getting on a bit now. How old is he? He's not that old, is he? Is he that old? I don't think he's that old. I'm gonna have to see now how old he actually is. I don't think he's that old. Surely he's not, is he? 32. He's only 32. Goalkeepers play until they're about 40 these days. Yeah, I think Martinez is all right. If you look, Villa have got lots of problems to change and areas they can improve. Martinez ain't one of them. You keep Martinez. Definitely keep Martinez. He's a Champions League goalkeeper. Bare minimum. Unless you get a big offer from Saudi, which admittedly is an option as well. If Saudi come in and go, well, we'll give you 70 million for him because he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Yeah, you take that. You take that every day, and you go and get Quaveen Kelleher from Liverpool for 30, pocket the other 40, and go and buy a top striker with it. Edward, sorry I've not stayed in that. Just popped in and up the beach with my family and that. Hope you don't hate me, bro. I'm sorry. Mate, you can come and go as you please. It's all good. Don't worry about it. It's all good. I love it when you're here. I love it when you're not. It's all good. Well, no, I don't love it when you're not. You know what I mean? Love it when you're here. If you can't make it, it's not the end of the world. You're in most lives, aren't you? Jaden, isn't Lloyd Kelly on loan at Juventus? I think he is, but I'm sure there is an obligation to buy, isn't there? Is there an obligation to buy if he plays a certain number of games or a certain number of minutes? Someone told me that, a Newcastle fan. Could well be the case. Stanley, he gets a bit cocky at moments, like Argentina flagging his hair against PSG. It's banter, I know, but he also conceded about 5 goals over the 2 legs. Do you know what? Lucky. Yeah, 5 goals over the 2 legs. To be honest, mate, the goals that he conceded, let's be honest, there's not many of them he could save. The Doué one in the first leg, no chance. He's getting nowhere near it. And even the 2 at Villa Park, to be honest, the 2 at Villa Park, I don't think. Maybe one of them actually. Maybe the Hakimi one. Was it the Hakimi one or the Mendes one? I can't remember. There was one of them where he was a little bit. He could have done a touch better, but yeah, I don't think you can say Martinez was at fault for the goals against PSG. Callum, no Jose Maria Jimenez in the lineup shows that he might be moving on. How? Yeah, he must be getting on though. Jose Maria Jimenez. He is in the lineup, mate. Jose Maria Jimenez is in the lineup. Yeah, he is in the lineup. I think you've got it wrong, Callum. I don't know where you've read it, mate, but he is in the lineup. It's Jimenez and Lenormand at the back. You thought it was Witzel at the back, didn't you? Jimenez is in there. It's Llorente right back, Galán left back, Jimenez and Lenormand, DePaul, Barrios, Koke, Simeone, Soloth, Lino up front. And it's not Griezmann either, so I don't know where you've got that from. Griezmann doesn't start. It's Simeone, Soloth and Lino. And for Sociedad, it is Ramiro, Lopez, Agard, Martin, Aramburu, Brenechea, Zubamendi, Marin and Sucic, Ayazabal and Kubo up front. Takefusa Kubo. Once linked with Salah replacement. Wants a Salah replacement, or at least thought of to be a potential Salah replacement. I think that ship sailed, hasn't it, to be honest. He was very good at one point. I feel like he started really well at Sociedad when he moved there. Still only a young lad, but it hasn't quite worked out for him. Right, John McGinn about to come on here. Who's coming on for Bournemouth as well? Who's that? Marco Asensio off. John McGinn's going to come on. I don't know who's going to come on for Bournemouth. Is it Soler? Might be Soler, actually. Evan Nilsson as well, looking a little bit tired. So there might be a centre-forward change. There's going to be a couple of changes, I would imagine. Kirk has looked a little bit ropey. There's going to be some changes. And I'm sure, look, Iraola's going to flag as well. He is going to say about, the elbow from Tyrone Mings in the first half. I'm sure that'll be mentioned in his interview. Almost certain. Long ball up to the top of the pitch there. Watkins takes it down. Zabani's on his case. Well done there, Watkins. He's done well. He's done really well there. Really, really well. Great ball in, Matty Cash. Cleared away. Oh, that's wonderful play down the line. Here's Justin Kluivert driving forward. Chopped back. See, he should have just kept running there. That's the one thing that does me head in with him. Nah, it's too easy. Good block there by Kamara. Really good block. Yeah, Kluivert should have just kept running there. Should have just got his head down and kept running. Evan Nilsson's dropped to his knees there. I think that might well be a change for Bournemouth. He's not quite right. He's not looking quite right. Pau Torres is coming on for Villa. Jaden Trafford to NUFC, Schlotterbeck or Mark Gay to NUFC, Bakayoko to NUFC, no Champions League, Jonathan David or Sesko to NUFC. Trafford, no. No, Trafford won't. Trafford won't go to Newcastle. Not when Burnley have just come up. You've got to remember that the rumours around Trafford were always there because of the fact that Burnley had just gone down. So I can't see Trafford going to Newcastle now. Not when Burnley have just come up. He's going to be a regular in the. He's going to be a regular in the Burnley side in the Premier League, and that's gonna boost his England chances. He's gonna be in the England squad no matter what. And I don't think he goes to Newcastle personally. Schlotterbeck or Mark Gay to NFC. Yeah, Mark Gay is a possibility. Even Schlotterbeck is a possibility. Yeah, could see that. Gay is definitely there to be taken from Palace. He's had a really good season. Bakayoko too. Yeah, probably another fair shout. Semenyo here. Comes back out wide for Bournemouth. Whipped into the box. Good block by Villa. Good defending by Villa this. Again, lots of bodies back. Don't think Bournemouth are necessarily doing enough, really. They're not really getting... I mean, I think Evan Nilsson just looks... You can see Evan Nilsson looks dead on his feet. They need an extra body up there. They need to get him off the pitch because the moves are breaking down. He's not making any runs beyond the centre halves. He's not trying to break the lines. And that's usually what Evan Nilsson is so good at. You never see him stood still. Oh, there you go. He's just gone down again there. Flags up. Yeah, he's going to come off. They're going to take him off. Look at he's looking over to the touchline like, mate, please just take me off. Bakayoko, yeah, possibly. I think Newcastle need better though. I got to level with you. I think Bakayoko's a good young player from PSV, but I'm not sure Bakayoko and Murphy on that right hand side are Champions League level. Like, Bakayoko doesn't come in and immediately improve Newcastle, does he? Like, you want Bakayoko as backup. Bakayoko would be one you would get, as well as Brian and Burmo, for example. Brian and Burmo's the one. If I'm Newcastle, I'm looking at it going, Brian and Burmo or nobody. Like, he's so good. He's so perfect for Newcastle as well. So, I don't understand why you wouldn't go and put whatever Brentford want on the table and just say, yeah, we'll pay you. We want him. No Champions League. I think no Champions League, you'd get Bakayoko. I think you'd get Mark Gay. And yeah, mate, Jonathan David and Sesko, no, I don't think you would. Without Champions League football, I don't think you're going to get either of them. Mikey, United. Well, I think United are still going to struggle, in that Europa League final. Couple of big Premier League games as well before. We've got West Ham tomorrow, haven't they? West Ham tomorrow. I wonder. Are they going to keep the bad run of losing going? Callum, never mind. That wasn't the lineup. The actual XL. Yeah, we've got. I was going to say, I've just read it out, mate. Here is Evan Nilsson. Brooks, good play. Evan Nilsson, that's better. Unlucky. See, and he's losing his 50-50s and everything. They've got to take him off. I don't know who they've got to actually put on up there, really. But it's they've got to take him off. It's hurting him, having him on the pitch at this moment in time. Probably Jebison. There's probably only Jebison they could put on, and Jebison's not really the right sort of profile. But Aaron, we don't care about Prem games. We got a final to win. Well, you're playing Villa after the final, aren't you? You've got a Premier League game after the final. How mad's that going to be? You've got Old Trafford, Aston Villa, last day of the season, 4 days after you've been beaten by Spurs in Bilbao. And that's going to be a sombre atmosphere, isn't it? It's going to be a disgusting atmosphere. All eyes, I think, on that last day. I've not scheduled in what game we're going to do, but I'm fairly confident it's going to be Chelsea against Forest. Or Forest against Chelsea, rather. That's probably the game to do, isn't it? And just keep an eye on all the other games elsewhere. Because Liverpool against Palace, I always want to watch Liverpool. Of course I do. But Liverpool and Palace is a dud, and Chelsea and Forest is like, that's the game to watch, isn't it? That's certainly the game to watch. Aaron has to be. Mikey, you best be watching it, because I will 100% believe. Yeah. I will 100 million% be here. Of course I will, mate. Listen, there's no way I would watch anything else. And like I said, if United do win it, I'll hold my hands up and I'll say, but I hope you don't. I really hope you don't. Oh, I really, really hope you don't. A proper ruin my week. Ruin my holiday. No, it'll ruin absolutely everything if United somehow manage to win that Europa League. Cheering on Spurs. I might even get an old Spurs shirt out of the. Might have an old Spurs shirt somewhere. Get a Spurs shirt on. Hewlett Packard. Classic Jurgen Klinsmann shirt from back in the day. Jaden, I think the last game depends on the next two. Yeah, that's true. That's true. To be honest, mate, yeah, Forest could be out of the race, couldn't they? If it all goes poorly for them, you know, they might be out of the race the way they've been playing recently. So it might not even be worth watching them. It might be worth the game to watch. Might be City against Fulham at Craven Cottage. It might be Newcastle against Everton at St James's. It might well be. To be honest, the top 5, top 6, whatever, could be pretty much done and dusted by the end of the season if results all fall the same way or fall the right way. So in that case, it might just be about, yeah, we'll balls to it. We'll watch Liverpool and we'll watch the trophy lift. We're going to watch the trophy lift anyway. Whatever happens, we'll watch the trophy lift. Mikey, if we win, you need to buy a vintage top to add to your collection. I ain't buying anything that's got that badge on it. Not a chance. Oh, hey, that's a foul, referee. Corner to Bournemouth. 15 minutes to go here. 15 minutes to go. Right, we're on 7:10. I'm just trying to plan ahead here. Right, Ollie Watkins. Tyler Adams is going off. Who's coming on? Marcos Senesi is coming on. And Hyson is told to go and play in the number 6. So Hyson's going to play more as a DM. Ball coming into the box here for Bournemouth. Chance. Cleared away. Good defending by Pau Torres. Oh, and the keeper's got fouled. Martinez has gone down there. Nike United. Are the refs and PGMOL going to be present to lift their trophy? Oh. Come on, Spurs. Please. Shut these two up. That was his own player, that! That was his own player! Honestly, I want that to happen to a keeper sooner rather than later, where they just go down. No reason for them to go down. They keep going down every time the ball comes in off a corner. And I want the ball to go in the net and then be lying round, rolling round on the floor, and the referee just go, it's a goal. It's a goal. It happens so often now. Goalkeepers just dropping. And as soon as referees see it, they get terrified, thinking that the keeper's been fouled. Because these days, all it really takes is the keeper to get touched, and it's a foul. Right, here's Cliver driving forward. He's got Kirkes with him. Get at him, lad. Oh, that's shocking. That's shocking. Gone out for a goal kick to Villa. Ben, not tempted to watch the League 2 playoff, mate? League 2 playoff? What, tonight? League 2 playoff tonight? Oh, Notts County and Wimbledon. No, I'm watching the second leg. I'm not going to do Notts County and Wimbledon tonight. I'm doing Notts County and Wimbledon. Or rather, Wimbledon and Notts County second leg. League 2 second leg semi-final. Yeah. Reese, is the trophy lift happening at Stockley Park? Come on, Reece. You learned that from your manager, haven't you? The best team lost. We were the best team. Look at the stats. Aaron Casemiro is not having a loss in a final to Spurs on his CV. Why not? He's already got Man United on his CV. That's embarrassing enough. That's embarrassing enough. Right, we're into the last 12 minutes here of normal time. Jaden, Eddie Howe said he's going to play Sven Botman tomorrow. Yeah, I was going to say, he needs to get fitness, doesn't he, Botman? That's poor from Villa. Straight out for a goal kick to Bournemouth now. Yeah, he needs fitness, Botman. If he's going to get back to anywhere close to what he was, he needs to get some regular minutes under his belt. So, for me, I'd be playing him every single game of the remainder of the season. Mikey, can't wait for it anyway. Yeah, me neither, mate. Me neither. To be fair, I said, if you go on my TikTok, I did a video about 3-4 weeks ago. I can't remember when it was. About 3-4 weeks ago, I posted a video and I talked about what my ideal end to the season was. And my ideal end to the season, I said, was I want Chelsea to get to the Europa Conference League final and get beat by Betis, so Anthony wins a trophy. That's still on. I want Man United to get beat by Spurs in the Europa League final. That's still on. That was before any of the semi-finals had been played. And I said Arsenal to get to the final and get beat by Inter. Obviously, that's not still on, but, I'll take that. I'll take it. Callum Zubamendi starts for Sociedad. Ben, hope Makarov Gravenberch smashes Zubamendi next season. First game we meet him in. Why? Listen, if I just feel pity for Zubamendi. I just feel sorry for the lad. Because he wanted to stay at Sociedad, apparently. And he had a great offer last year. Now Sociedad have fallen to bits. And he's still got a bit of ambition. He wants to leave. And, it's a red. It's a red. Second yellow. And it's a red card for Jacob Ramsey. Villa down to 10 men for the last 10 minutes. Whew. Unai Emery's just saying, come on, get off the pitch. Get off the pitch. Let's just see what's happened. I don't know why you're off, mate. I don't know what you're looking around in disbelief for. It's a red card. Let's see what happened. The first yellow was fine. He got that for squaring up to a player. And this one, yeah, that's a foul and a red. That should be a red. And it is. Brooks got past him and he dragged him down. Yeah, that's a foul. Yeah, Aaron White. Why do I feel pity for him? Sorry. Oh, Semenyo just wide. Why do I feel pity? Villarreal have scored against Girona. Get in. Why do I feel pity? I feel pity because he's chosen the only option available for him this summer, which is Arsenal now. He's got to go to Liverpool have moved on. We've already got a midfield that we've made a plan for. And he's not better than any of our midfield three. But if he'd have come last year, chances are we wouldn't have seen this Ryan Gravenberch. Ryan Gravenberch would have still been a squad player. Now he's not better than Gravenberch. If you asked any Liverpool player, was you a Liverpool fan, would you swap Gravenberch for Zubamendi? The answer is absolutely not. No chance. Not even close. So yeah, I just feel a bit sorry for him now because I think he could have come and won a Premier League title. And now he's going to end up at Arsenal and win sod all. Always the bridesmaid, isn't they? Always the bridesmaid, Arsenal. Jaden, what do you think the key positions for NUFC are? The key positions for NUFC? What, as in to improve? To improve, I think the key positions are you need goalkeeper, maybe one, maybe two centre-backs, but goalkeeper, centre-back, centre mid, right wing, centre forward. If Isak goes. So at least 4. Ben, Stevie Gerrard, 4 to 5 to be made new full-time Rangers manager. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, Bournemouth, chance here, must be. Stands it up, surely. Comes out to Kirkes, it's it. Oh, that's a pen. That's a pen, ref. That's a pen. That is a penalty. Yellow card shown to Howson for claiming it was a penalty. Oh, I'll tell you what, Matty Cash flew out here to try and block this. Let's see. I think this could be a penalty. I really do. No, that's not a pen. That's not a pen. That's not a pen. Not even close. No. Callum, apparently it's just said Xabi Alonso wanted Zubimendi at Madrid. Yeah, maybe. Maybe he wanted Zubimendi at Madrid. That would make sense. But I don't think... I don't think he will go to Madrid. I think they've got too many of them types of midfielders there. You know, Camavinga, Tchouaméni, Valverde. Oh! What's going on here? Stuart Atwell having a word here with... I don't know who. What's going on? Is there a penalty? Is there a free kick? What's going on? What's he give? I think they're just asking the corner to stop until he has a word with the players. We're into the last 6 minutes here before added on time. Right, there you go. Stop. He's basically saying any more of that and we're going to foul. We're going to give a penalty. Senesi, he was having fisticuffs in the 6-yard box. Ben, not going to lie, last time he was there has been closest I've ever been to having a second team. Semenyo, ball into the box, up to the far post, straight out of play, shocking from Bournemouth. It was the closest you've been to having a second team. Yeah, Rangers under Gerrard were really good, weren't they? Aaron, what game are you watching after this? We're watching Atletico Madrid against Real Sociedad in La Liga. That's going to be the next game we watch. So that starts at 8 o'clock, so I'll probably start at about 2:45, so I'll have a 20-minute break or something in between because I've been live since half 11 today. Ben was made up when he stopped Celtic doing 10 in a row. Aaron, you're going to hate Trent at Madrid. Wing back with no defensive duties. He's going to feast. You think Trent's going to have no defensive duties? You are off your meds. Mate, honestly, he's not going to get that. I know under Xabi Alonso they do tend to play with a little bit more freedom, but no, I don't think so at all. I think Trent in that system is, if anything, I think he's going to be exposed more. Reece, Zubimendi is coming to Arsenal. Fabrizio, here we go, confirmed. Yeah, like I said, he'd be a good midfielder, but I don't think he... Like, if you look at Thomas Partey, assuming he goes, which I think is the right decision for Arsenal. Arsenal losing Thomas Partey. What do you think about that as well, by the way? Reece, assuming you're still watching. Leandro Trossard, about to sign a new contract with Arsenal. Is that the sort of... Like, that would worry me. That would worry me. They're trying to make signings to improve the first team, because obviously they've not been good enough this season. And they're going to keep Trossard and Martinelli on the left-hand side. And you're going to have Marino and Zubimendi through the middle with Odegaard and Rice or whoever. Like, that would be concerning to me. That seems to be the opposite of what Arsenal should be doing. Ben, random one, but fucking crime. Joel Matip retired so early, an absolute beast of a centre-back, so consistent on the pitch and had longevity. Not popular, but for me, a top 10 centre-half in Prem history. Yeah. I mean, Dean Hyson said, didn't he, the player he loved watching the most, the player he looked up to when he was sort of coming through was Joel Matip. Joel Matip is definitely, for me, top 10 Premier League centre-back of all time. Wonderful player. But I don't think he retired too soon. He was broken, wasn't he? He was absolutely broken. Same with Thiago Alcantara. Aaron, why is the El Clasico at such a weird time? It's at a weird time, again, I think due to Spanish and European TV rights and stuff. It's all a bit weird, but... Yeah, it's kicking off right in the middle of Forest and Leicester, and then Liverpool and Arsenal tomorrow. So there's an overlap there that we ideally I would have wanted to watch Barca at Real Madrid, but yeah, I'm not stopping Forest and Leicester and going to that game, and I'm not missing Liverpool and Arsenal. So we're not going to be doing that one. Aaron literally has his own centre back cover behind him. He will get the Frimpong role. No. And even if he does, like I said, it's a different type of system for Trent. I think he'll get exposed more. I really do. He'll get exposed more. Aaron, good squad player to be fair. Trossard. Again, if Martinelli's out, I think Trossard, you've got to do better. If we would agree that Arsenal's attack has been the issue this season. Creatively, they've not manufactured enough chances and they've not scored enough of them. So if creating goals and scoring goals are a problem, then the last thing you want to be doing is keeping the same players who you've had all season. So for me, if I'm Mikel Arteta and I am trying to improve that attack, I'm going getting a left winger. I'm going getting a Nico Williams, for example, and saying to Martinelli, you two have got to compete. Works for Liverpool. We've got Gakpo and Diaz on that left-hand side. Gakpo and Diaz are infinitely better as a pair than Martinelli and Trossard. So, you've got to be looking at your opposition and going, we'll get a player who can compete with them too. Trossard's not that. Far too old. Reece, they need to sign Saliba and Saka to new contracts first. Saka's going nowhere. Saka will be at Arsenal for the remainder of his career. You can put whatever you want in front of him, he'll sign it. I think Saliba at some point will go to Madrid. Yeah, I've already got that feeling with him. He'll leave at some point. And Madrid have already started to eye up players, and they'll probably do with Saliba the same thing that they did with Trent. They'll say to him, look, start winding your contract down now and leave on a free. And eventually Arsenal will either sell him or let him go for a free. They're already looking at doing it with Konate now. Konate's contract's up in 12 months. So if we don't get Konate to sign a new contract this summer, I guarantee we sell him. Aaron, surely you watch the El Clasico. No, mate, not at all. Not at all. Premier League dad. Jaden. Coble, Lewis Hall, Tino, Gay, Botman, Tonali, Bruno, Gordon and Bermo, Jonathan David or Isaac. Yeah, could be good. 5 minutes of added time in this game. Reece, Trossard is better than Gakpo. I said it. You've lost your head, mate. You've lost your head. Callum, do you not think Saka might replace Rodrigo at Madrid if they want a left footer? No. They're gonna Madrid are absolutely gonna sell Rodrigo, and they're gonna push Mbappe and Vinny wide. One of them will go right, one of them will go left, and they might end up changing during the game, and they'll go and get a proper centre forward. I mean, they're already looking at Haaland, aren't they? They're already looking at Haaland. However, so that happens, or Isaac maybe, but I think Haaland will go to Madrid at some point. I know he signed a stupid 8-9 year agreement with City, but I would imagine at some point there will come a time where Haaland gets. There'll be an announcement. It'll come out in the press. There's a break clause in his contract for X amount if Real Madrid come in, or there's a release clause for this amount in this season, or if City don't qualify for the Champions League, he can leave for this amount. There'll be break clauses in there somewhere. If City do get a fine or a points deduction or something like that. Reece, I think Saka will stay. He's beloved at Arsenal. It's not even just that he's beloved. I can't ever see him go into another. He just doesn't strike me as that sort of player. Like you say, I think he he's a bit of a home bird, isn't he? He loves Arsenal. Arsenal. He's very humble as well, isn't he? I like Bukayo Saka. I think as a person, as a player, he seems like a good kid, let's say, a good one to have in the dressing room. Callum Reese, that's like 10 years of trophyless for Saka. Garnacho ain't even in the top 15 wingers in the Prem, Aaron. Yeah, no, not even. You don't believe that, Aaron, do you? You don't think that he's in the top 50? We could name 15 better wingers than Garnacho. Easily. 15 better wingers than Garnacho. Let's go. 15 better wingers than Garnacho. Whack him in the chat. Aaron, Trossard versus Gakpo. Ain't no one taking your trash, lads. Relax. Yeah. Diaz, Gakpo, Salah, Chiesa, Doku, Grealish, Saka, Martinelli. We're just riffing. We're just riffing at this point. Anyone, pretty much name anyone. Semenyo, Rodgers, name any of these. They're all better than bloody Garnacho. Right, they're flying down the left hand side here, Bournemouth. There's 1 minute of additional time left. They're gonna have to do something soon here. Ball into the box. Good ball. Chance. Must be. It's in. Off the line. Off the line. Jebison at the back stick. Oh, it's gone behind for a goal kick. Oh, that is a huge moment. That is a huge moment in the race for the Champions League. Semenyo at the back post. He gets it on target. It's going in. It's a great save from Martinez. And then bang at the back post. Jebison about to head it in into an empty net. And Matty Cash flies in and heads it over his own crossbar. 15 seconds left. Aston Villa with a wonderful bit of defending there. First Martinez with the save. Then Matty Cash heading it over the bar. That's fantastic defending. Oh, that's brilliant. Bournemouth 0, Villa 1. And I think that might be that. That might be a massive end to this game. Callum, Salah, Saka, Diaz, Gakpo, Marmoush, Semenyo, Chiesa, Gordon, Martinelli, Murphy. Aaron Garnacho is so clear. Put him in a winger system, he'll fly. How's he missed that? Mate, yeah. Great defending, though. Great defending. And Villa have won. Bournemouth 0, Villa 1. That was a great win for Villa, that. Two very good 1-0. Again, the old adage, the old expression. Good teams win 1-0. And Villa have won 1-0 in their last 2 games. Beating Fulham at Villa Park. Beating Bournemouth today. Not always at their best either, it has to be said. But they took the chances. And I think Villa are full value for the win here. And now, with City dropping points, they go into tomorrow's games. Chelsea against Newcastle. Forest against Leicester. There's some big opportunities there now. If someone's going to drop points tomorrow, and Villa will have gained points on at least one of their rivals tomorrow. Categorically, at least one of their rivals they'll have gained some ground on. So good performance, great result for Villa, and there you go. I'm going to go for a quick break before we start again in 15 minutes time. 10-15 minutes time, whatever it is, for Atletico Madrid against Real Sociedad in La Liga. So if you're sticking around for that, please do so. Again, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. We're going to be live again in about 15 minutes time for a big La Liga game, Atletico Madrid against Sociedad. So I'll see you in about 15-20 minutes. And if you're not coming back for the La Liga game, I'll see you tomorrow morning. I'll be live at 11 a.m. Newcastle and Chelsea tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Come and check it out. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you share and comment and all that good stuff. Tell your friends. Premier League Dad, we're live every single day watching football.